are looking to recruit in the next 2 weeks. So we want someone who can start as quickly as possible. And I hope that this role will suit you. If you are successful, hopefully you can be able to come and start working with us in the next few weeks. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Thank you for allowing me this chance to be here and introduce myself today. I would like to start that I'm a professional management accountant with over 10 years of experience in commercial environment, CPA qualified. I have accumulated intensive experience around the main field of management accountant, namely financial reporting and analysis, financial modeling, financial risk management and compliance, as well as business partnering. I believe in the power of business partnering, and only by partnering with your department heads, you can help them to make insightful and well-informed decisions. I would also share that I believe as a financial person, your role is not as a policeman, picky on your colleagues, but as a supportive partner. Sit with them, guide them through the confusion, share with them the meaningful stories behind the financial data, and achieve the business goals with them together, hand in hand. In terms of my past career, I'm proud to say that I have been promoted twice in my last organization due to my outstanding performance, as well as my continuous drive to system and process improvement. I believe that all my business sense and accounting skills will be suitable to your organization and help your management to simplify the decision-making process and making data-based decisions.
Okay, thank you for covering that in greater detail. I think that you've touched on many topics that will probably come back to you with follow-up questions. So happy to start with the first one. Give me an example of a time when you had to help reduce costs. What did you do?
Generally, I would start with understanding what's the expense for, who is using it, and what's the impact on business. For example, I had been appointed to take a project to review our organizational software license. It's a comprehensive area as the software is used by all departments, and they can be very functional and important to run business day by day. So what I do is that I created a table to capture all these softwares and conducted a research with department managers. Then I take it through to IT manager and sit down discussing with them who are using it and what's the purpose of the software. Is there any duplicates between departments, like say my purchasing very similar function softwares, like approved by the department head without good control on our organizational level. So these are the points that there might be cost-saving opportunities, as well as we are looking at can we negotiating a good offer to get a better price, and we also reviewed the contracts which are due soon, so that this will be a good opportunity if we can start with another software provider with more comprehensive functions to serve the business needs as well as saving costs. And then at the end, we have achieved 8% software license saving across the organization, and the business actually is being more efficient using all these softwares, and people are all happy with it. My manager received a thank you email from IT department because my spreadsheet has provided a clear understanding and insights of what was the organizational needs. in terms of all kinds of software.
Using a different example, can you take me through a time when you played an important role in making a decision?
I have been involved in decision-making process to compare the profitability between three main products in our organization and see if we should cut any of these products to be more focused and generate more profitability. So what I did is I have bring together all the information about the revenue and expense and produced a P&L report to support decision making. The end result is that companies' directors will see all these associated expense and future forecasts of the possible revenues in coming 3 years and make a decision make a decision with data. So in detail, what I did, I talked to these people who are involved in editing, marketing, and writing articles for our magazines, for one of the magazines. And also I understand one of our products is actually more like outsourced and have a contractor with writing the content with fixed amount of loyalty. I actually listed that this product with declining client needs and fixed sales cost. So my reports clearly shows that we have spent too much money on this product with declined revenue margin. So at the end, directors, they make a decision based on my report and seize this product, and we can focus on other two products as our main source of revenue. So board members are happy to see that we are finally have a profitability analysis based on product, not just based on department. So I have rewarded as a month star in finance team.
Have you ever had a situation in which you prevented a manager from making a decision based on incorrect information? Tell me a time when you prevented a manager from making a decision based on incorrect information or bad information, as one would say.
We used to have innovation project, which are run by engineers, software designers who without much financial knowledge. So once that we have to capitalize all their costs to reflect all our efforts on creating the app by this innovation team. And my manager actually wants to have a rough estimate, say working like 10 hours per week with average salary of such to give auditors an idea of how much capitalize we spent on the year. But according to my understanding and knowledge, there are different persons at different level involved in that project, that the time and salary they spend on the project is not that accurate if we use average of the team. So I actually asked my manager to give me 2 days to work on this project, and I've planned a schedule and with a worksheet for the project manager to fill with all the information I need, and gives them a clear sit with and gives them clear guidance as well as a deadline. So I provided support as much as I can to help them understand why we need it and what we needed. So at the end, I'm able to pull together all the information in 1.5 days, and I did a good summary in another like 2-3 hours to summarize all the project purpose, people involved, and time spent on the project. So auditors are quite happy with my detailed supporting document, and my manager is happy with, say, accuracy and achievement in short time.
The next one is, tell me a time when you thought of a new process to improve efficiency.
Of course. As a financial accountant role before, we looking after fixed asset management, and we used to manage all the fixed assets based on Excel, which is quite many, and there is room for mistakes. So what I did is I've bring the new software actually as another module in our existing ERP, and achieved higher sense of accuracy and able to run reports to ensure our financial compliance and to cater for auditors' requirement at year end. And I'd like to expand by the steps I have going through by taking this project. So I started with researching on the market available softwares, their functions, features, and the cost associated. So I have put together 3 options and discussed with my manager which way we would like to go. Then once we choose the existing ERP provider, we started sitting together with consultant to discuss what we need and the regular reports we need for month-end reporting, as well as auditors' requirement on year-end reporting. And then I go through all these meetings with consultants to set up the functions, testing the setup reports, and I did prepare a spreadsheet to import all our existing assets with good reconciliation and removing all the historical errors or misunderstandings to start with a fresh, new, clear depreciation process in our organization. So this actually helped us to reduce month-end depreciation process from 3 hours to half an hour, and I'm able to generate customized report for budgeting, and CFO is quite happy that I can actually catering his request in a short time and with good level of details.
Have you ever explained financial information to non-financial people? How did you go about it, and what was the result?
I work with different level of people, of course, including these non-financial people like designer background or engineering background. I had actually had an experience with engineering background head of department, and I have to go through the P&L and explain all these account codes and expense categories with him. Based on my understanding, his is a very scientific driven mindset and understand things in a very logical way. So when I go through, say, expense categories, I actually draw through a picture and with proportions. For example, headcount expense is their biggest expense, accounting for 60%. So I've drawn a pie chart and explained that 6% is expense for people, salaries, and he is very amazed that, wow, we're actually spending so much on people. And then the second expense is the depreciation expense, which he cannot understand because he didn't sign any revenue for payment during the month. So this is very confusion. This is create confusion for him. So I explained that depreciation expense is an expense that you actually you buy now and pay later. It is a bit this ZEP or afterpay function. So you actually already purchased the machine years ago, and since you're using the machine for a few years, not for 1 month, so we are not putting that expense in 1 month. So you will see all these expense carrying over through each month for 3 or 4 years. So he was like, oh, okay. So it's like mortgage I'm paying for a house I purchased years ago. So we actually come to a mutual agreement. Bingo, actually that's what it is. So he is very happy that he learned a new accounting terms, and we built up a good relationship after this meeting.